Hello and welcome to the Gamerspective podcast number 4. And with me is Amy. Say hello.
Hey, hey!
We have Carly.
Hello.
And we have someone new. We have Gabe. Say hello.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Well,
Yes,
you went for the Spanish thing. Why didn't I do that? I actually live in a Hispanic country.
Yes, there we go. We've got an extra Hispanic knocking about. And my name's Tony, and this is the 4th one. So first of all, what we're going to do is cover our new person. So Gabe, knock yourself out.
Hey there, I'm Gabe. I play MOBAs, which are I think it stands for multiplayer online battle arenas. That's pretty much it. Sometimes I copy and paste articles onto Gamerspective. I don't really do a whole lot.
And you play PC.
Yeah, well,
But this is important to Tony.
Down with
Yeah.
the master race.
I'm
Yeah.
a PC gamer, but I do have a PlayStation 4. It's a good Ground Zeroes and Netflix machine. That's about it.
That's all my Xbox is. Well, I'd say that's all it's used for, but I did post a picture on Twitter the other day where the controller actually had dust on it. And I've just moved the Kinect off my desk because it was taking up too much room. So it hasn't been on in about a month, which is a bit worrying. So yes,
I can imagine it looking at like very sad face to you, like play me, please.
That's what it does because it monitors everything you do. So it probably knows I'm cheating on it with the PC. That's
It probably has that Wally sad face look on. Like Tony, why won't you touch me?
Yes, in many terms like that. And yeah, it'll get used. I played on Amy's PS4 on Monday.
Infamous.
Infamous. Was I impressed? Not really.
Yeah, I told you.
You didn't really get that much chance though, so
No.
I
I thought
you're
the
on your own.
Gabe, are you so you're a PlayStation gamer mainly? Would you say?
Well, I mean, I mostly play all my video games on my computer, but I've always kind of leaned towards the Sony products when it comes to a console.
Cool. You'll fit in with the rest of them then. I'll get a PS4 eventually. Yeah. So if we move on, as always, we usually start with what we've been doing and what's been happening. So what have we been playing? And we'll start with Amy as normal. What have you been playing recently?
Again.
Yes. Alpha.
Yes. Well, I don't know if people know, but I've actually just recently started a Let's Play Mass Effect. Just uploaded the first episode a couple of days ago, and I'm hoping to get about 2 to 3 bits up a week on the official channel. Go subscribe now if you haven't. Apart from that, I've actually been playing a bit of Skyrim, as I would do, and I've actually been playing a bit of Mass Effect 3 with Carly as it goes, online. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The internet. I even done that as well. I played online with Carly as well.
You did.
I forget you have. Yeah.
And we played Uncharted 3.
Oh yes, we. You know what? My memory's so poor this week. Yeah, we did. That was
Is
so
that
much
because
fun.
you lost a match? Could that be the reason why you're forgetting that?
No, but we kick your ass at the end, so I
You
felt
did
very
not
happy
kick
about
your
that.
ass. You barely won.
We still kick your ass either way. I don't care.
This video will be going up soon, I believe, won't it, people?
Yes, I will be working on the editing part of that. Carly's obviously sent me the footage and the audio, so hopefully sometime next week, if not this weekend.
Keep an eye out for that. And Carly, what have you been playing?
Well, recently I finished my first playthrough of The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Very much enjoyed it. Wish Joe was here to say how happy he is that I finally played The Witcher 2.
I think he may join us in a bit.
Yeah, he will. He can't be without us. He needs to talk with us. I did kind of screw up. Well, I didn't screw up. The game did. It kind of glitched out in the third act, and I kind of some of the side mission quests I was doing couldn't finish them, so I had to continue on. And it's really annoying once you continue on with the story and you pass a point that you cannot continue the side quest. It gives you a mission fail. It wasn't my fault. Kind of glitched out on there. I need to do another one because wasn't completely used to the system of the game works, and I kind of also missed out on a few other quests that I didn't finish in time. That I need to get used to more to the gameplay. It's a great game, great game. Um, the story, the way it works, you don't really have like this good and evil way to do things. A lot of people, the decisions you have to make, they're not really clear. It's not like, oh, these people are good, these people are bad. You really, really have to think about it. There's a point in the first act that you had to choose which side are you going to continue the story. I paused the game for an hour to like read exactly the what exactly was going to happen next in both of the paths, so I could choose the one that worked better for me. Like the game was paused for an hour while I was reading and debating what to do. That's how much you have to think about it in that game, because there's not everything is gray.
So I'd say that everything that you do in that game is pretty much open for anything.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I've played the first act of that game, I think. Is that where you're in like a big thing, you go on top of the wall, and then you run along the wall and do things? That's what I've played of it, though. That's only information.
Are you confusing that with Game of Thrones?
No, I've never seen that. But no, I'm pretty sure you win some sort of... Yeah, Assassination of the Kings, definitely played it. I need to play it, though. It's on my PC. I will get it played.
Yes.
And what about you, Gabe? What have you been playing?
Mostly lately I've just been playing this game called Smite on my computer. It's a MOBA, but it's like most MOBAs are top down, and this one is like over the shoulder, and so you have a lot of skill shots. It's pretty neat little game.
I've been told to download that many times. I need to get it done.
It's pretty fun. It's frustrating like most MOBAs, but it's very entertaining. That's pretty much about it. That's where all of my hours have been going in gaming.
I might download it and play it with you then. For me, I've been very quiet. I downloaded South Park: The Stick of Truth.
How is it? I've been wanting to get it.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm enjoying it. The battles are a little bit samey. You end up doing the same moves over and over again. However, the art style, the comedy, the writing, the effects are all fantastic. Really enjoyed it. I've today bought Star Wars Empires at War, I think it's called. It's like a top-down strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. And I bought an Alienware laptop as well, so I've been enjoying that. Anyone who's interested, I got the 17 version. It's massively heavy.
I'm sure when Joe comes in here, he will be like, "Oh my god, that's extremely awesome."
I do really want the Alienware desktop now as well. Even though I know they're vastly overpriced for what you get, I still think they look amazing. And
oh yeah,
they do a good job. In my laptop, just even changing the colours on the keys just kept me entertained for hours.
Well, I suppose it's nice, isn't it? Like to take along with you, like when you're obviously traveling. Traveling for your job. Exactly, it's exactly what you need.
That's exactly why I bought it, for working away, so I can play games and also not have to worry about not being able to run it on the standard laptop, because then I would just waste my money. So yeah, it's good. And apart from that, I don't think I've been playing too much else because I've been working away too much. But the Wolf Among Us, which we'll cover later on.
Indeed.
Next car game, which is very much like Destruction Derby. Space Engineers, which is amazing. Starbase DF9. Actually, I've been playing quite a lot.
Oh yeah,
It starts with it. Oh, I have been very quiet recently. Yeah. I haven't been playing anything at all. And he was just like playing games.
I'm playing every game possible. Thinking with Time Machine, which is a Portal 2 mod, which was pretty unique. And you've got to film yourself and then put yourself back in time, and then the character which you filmed does the actions for you. It's very unusual. And The Secret World, which is an MMO as well. I had a bit of a game on that as well. Sounds pretty good. And apart from that, now that I think about it, I've played far too many games.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe I need to get out more. And apart from that, yeah, I've played...
Oh, no, you shouldn't.
No, I shouldn't. I should stay in and play more games.
Yes, you should. Goodbye.
That was a good thing. And apart from that, the website's been doing particularly well over the past month, I would say.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Your recent discovery when Sean's and mine's articles, he like over the accounts and hits separately, and then you two, when you found out the next morning, you were like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been crazy. It's been crazy in the past couple of weeks. Yeah.
Been going very well, and we've brought Gabe on board to help us continue that.
Indeed, we have.
And that's my
Woohoo.
Gabe here. And he's a PC gamer, so he's with me and Joe. And I'm sure he'll come and do some
Is
videos.
he part of the bromance now?
He might join in the bromance, I don't know. It's up to him.
Yet to see.
Yes, we'll see if he can join in the bromance.
As long as it's like on par with the Vin Diesel, Rock, Paul Walker,
Ooh.
romance from Fast and Furious.
It's a
Like,
bit
if we
more
can-
mustier than that.
I don't think the bodies are close to that though.
You've never seen under this fat, it's wonderful.
There's a six-pack hiding in there somewhere.
Somewhere, it's just very well hidden. So yes, we might get along them sort of lines. So I'm sure Gabe might join us in some videos in the future.
You know, I confused a couple of times Joe and Gabe's names, and I think it was Joe that was really offended, but it's like, I don't play League of Legends. Gabe is the one that plays League of Legends a lot.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a Dota player. Ooh.
Yes,
Like, I play Dota, I don't play League of Legends.
there's such a difference though. Yeah, so I think that's about it for the time we've been having. We're doing very well. We've got new people on board. 1 or 2 have left. And yeah, all good. So let's move on to what we want to discuss in this podcast. I know one person really wants to discuss Dragon Age.
It's not just
release
okay.
dates.
I really want to discuss it, but it's just as me. It's also Amy.
It's also.
Not on the level that I really love Dragon Age.
I swear to God, right? I wasn't really particularly well, I wouldn't say interested. I wasn't excited as you before the trailer, but now the trailer's come out. It's like, yes, come on, let it be.
Gameplay trailer.
The gameplay, whatever, the trailer, just the trailer. It's like, come on.
The trailer came out last year.
It's like October feels like Christmas to me now. So come on, bring it on, please.
It's literally. So Carly, talk us through that then.
Well, recently we had gotten quite a few things from Inquisition. First was, of course, the gameplay trailer that Amy just mentioned that looked fucking fantastic, and we finally got the release date this October 7, and I just immediately went to GameStop and pre-ordered my game. I was just waiting for it finally get that release date so I can pre-order the game. They haven't given the a collector's edition, so I had to pre-order the deluxe edition, but as soon as they say, okay, this is the collector's edition, I'm changing my pre-order to a collector's edition. Same with Arkham Knight, they still haven't given a collector's edition, but those are the 2 games that I'm willing to pay the money. There's a lot of money for collector's edition. Those are the only 2 games I would do that for.
Mm-hmm.
But going to the gameplay trailer, they show quite a bit of new stuff. You see the dragons, because everyone was fighting dragons.
It is called Dragon Age.
Yeah, but it's called Dragon Age, but it's because the dragons are returning.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
supposed to be extinct, so that's what this age is called, the Dragon Age.
I think we need to see more dragons, if anything, in this game.
Which that seems to be the case with this game. It's gonna be many dragons. They did mention, which is one of the articles I wrote, that the dragon combat is gonna be different. It's gonna be specific to the type of dragons you're fighting. Sounds really interesting. I wish I could mount a dragon, just ride one, but it's in this series. What they do is kill them. It's like someone needs to show them how to train your dragon.
You can.
You don't have to kill them.
In
You can be
Like
friends
mount-
with the dragon.
Dragon, with all the sex talk that's been going on in Dragon Age.
Yes, that's the other thing. Let's go issue for issue about the things that have come out about Dragon Age Inquisition.
Controversy insert speech marks.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
The other thing with the gameplay trailer was showing some of the areas. I don't think the game is going to be completely open world, but the areas are going to be massive, and they look beautiful.
Oh yeah, I think they pretty much turned around and actually said, it's going to be inspired by Skyrim's open world, but it's not going to be obviously as big as Skyrim's open world. I think it's going to be more sandbox than open world.
Probably.
I'm sure I read a link about like that today, a few hours ago. So yeah, I pretty much expected that anyway.
The gameplay looked really good.
I've not seen it.
It was beautiful.
Gabe, what's your views?
I've never played Dragon Age
Good.
before, and I
Just
haven't
like
seen that trailer
me.
yet.
I've played one of them. Origins, I think it was.
Probably because that's the one that it was more PC style.
Yeah.
It was. That's why.
I saw the trailer for the first game several years ago, and that looked cool. I don't know. That's
You need
about
to
it.
play it.
That's all of my knowledge of Dragon Age.
It's one of my
That's
it's
all
in my
mine
top
is,
5
well.
game ever. It really is. Changed my RPGing style. Oh, it changed my view on RPGs forever, that game.
Yeah.
I still love it. I will still play through that. If I had to choose anything, it would be Dragon Age.
That's like Dragon Age Origins, one of my favorite games of all time. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. How many
You have
playthroughs I've
mentioned
done of Origins, and I don't get tired of it. One of the other big news that came out of it, or hot topics, was that the game has some influence from Mass Effect 3, and this apparently made a few fans angry, worried, etc.
A few. I don't think so. I think there were a lot of fans not happy about that, unless you were playing with words there, Carly.
What?
I was trying to be subtle.
So what would it
Well,
They have this. It's gonna be called the War Table. You send people from your group to take on castles and stuff like that. It's
Cool.
kind of inspired a little bit from the Spectre things that you had in Mass Effect 3. Only that they mentioned that what they're using is the feedback, because the Spectre thing wasn't really developed to its full potential. So they're taking the feedback the fans gave from Mass Effect 3 and like evolving that into Dragon Age Inquisition. The thing is, because there's the ending debacle from Mass Effect 3, any single time someone mentions that like any other BioWare game has some inspiration from Mass Effect 3, fans lose their shit immediately. Like that, in their minds, it means that the ending is gonna be just as bad as the.
whenever Mass Effect 3 is mentioned in any kind of context, it's like a ticking time bomb. It really is, because of that ending.
The thing is, they've been doing this for years. BioWare games inspire other BioWare games. Like, the Mass Effect and Dragon Age franchise, because they're like contemporary with each other, they've always done this. Something that works on Dragon Age, it's like, let's see how it works on Mass Effect and stuff like that. They do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just because Mass Effect is this hot topic, doesn't mean that they're just going to add things that weren't working in Mass Effect. They're not going to do that, like, because the game has some really good things, and it's especially the multiplayer. If they want to put multiplayer in Dragon Age, which is not really a game that favors multiplayer.
No, it's not.
They should take a lot of feedback from the multiplayer they put in Mass Effect 3, because it was a really good multiplayer.
Yes, there was, because I played that the other day.
You tried it the other day.
You tried it the other day, yeah. At my
I
house.
don't think it was too bad. Yeah, I can't give an opinion on this because I stand either way. However, if it's a good game, I'll buy it.
It looks like it's going to be. They taking their time like they used to with the games. They're taking a lot of feedback from. It's not just Mass Effect 3. It's going back to the Old Republic. That also didn't make fans very happy. It's going back to Dragon Age 2, which also didn't make fans very happy. So they're taking back time and using the feedback, and I think it's going to be a great game.
Honestly, Tony, I would get it. Dragon Age Origins and number 2 are actually in a 3 for £10 sale at Game right now, so I'd recommend both of them. They're not that expensive. They've gone right down in price since they've been.
Maybe.
Really? Yeah, really. I was only in there the other day. They've always got 3 for £10 sales on, so I'd have a look round.
The other day. Yeah, so moving on from a game that me and Gabe...
Wait, was it still one big thing to talk about?
Whoa. No, I want to skip over the controversy. Go on then.
Oh yeah, going to romances just seem to always, when it comes to BioWare, always being some type of controversy.
Yeah. I was trying to skip.
Always is.
The first thing was that they revealed that returning characters from the previous games that were love interests will not be open to be romance now by your Inquisitor. I don't really have a problem with this. If you wanted to romance these people, you would have done so in the games that were actually romanceable.
Congratulations, I applaud you on that statement. I absolutely agree with it.
Like, I would say though, Liliana looks really fucking cool in the gameplay trailer of Inquisition, and I didn't really pay much attention as a love interest to her in her origins because I love Morrigan. But what they should have done maybe just not to go in completely the opposite direction. If those characters were romance in the games that were romance, then okay, no, they're not going to be romanced by a different character in this one. But if they weren't, maybe some of them should.
Maybe they should have.
But yeah, it's every single time something romance comes up from a Bioware game. There's always like people very passionate, people that don't like romance at all in the games.
Carly, do you know what's really irks me? Who is it? Was it David Gader who obviously spoke about the game?
Gator.
Well, whatever his name is.
Basically, David Gator. That's what it sounded like you said.
What really irks me is that he's actually called gay gamers like queer gamers. I think that's kind of irked a lot of them.
Maybe so.
I don't think they would have been bothered as much to be called gay gamers. To be honest, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of slips off the tongue better than queer gamers. It's like queer. It's like, well, that's a bit, 1950s, isn't it?
To be fair, I've seen gay people that don't have a problem with the word queer. It's kind of an odd situation. I'm not gay myself, so I don't really want to say, okay, this is really uncomfortable for me and stuff like that, because I don't have a personal experience on that matter.
Yeah.
That being said, going back months ago, he made a post regarding polygamy and polyamory in their games and why they don't put that in their games, but he actually gave a really interesting reason for it. So he's not like this completely close-minded person. He's actually really open-minded about this stuff. The controversy that came up recently was talking about gay romances in their games, and this has been going on for a while. People that aren't really comfortable with that stuff or very close-minded bigotry and stuff like that.
This is I'd just like to say, no, this is actually 2014 right now. It's like you don't have to like it, but the bigotry is just unwanted and not needed. So you need to get with the times. People who don't like this kind of stuff, it's like, yes, you might not like it, but please don't be insulting about it. At the end of the day, people. This actually affects people's lives at the end of the day, and obviously that reflects in the romances.
You don't have to sleep with a man.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, they never. Okay, there's a few characters, but it doesn't mean exactly gay characters. Some of the love interests, it's not just Dragon Age. It's also Mass Effect. It's very easy to fall in a romance with them just by trying to talk normally, but that's not just gay romances. If you're gonna complain about that, that has nothing to do with gay romances.
Yeah.
The other thing is, the criticism should be that they need to develop these things properly, because they really haven't done so in the past. They started doing it a little bit with Mass Effect 3, like they gave you actual gay people to romance, but they did so after a lot of complaining that for some reason the Dragon Age games always had open gay romances, but the Mass Effect games were a little more reluctant to do so. So finally with Mass Effect 3, they need to make this and they mentioned they're going to, but that doesn't mean they're going to actually do it or they're actually going to do it properly. The romances are not just the gay romances, also the straight one, bis, whatever. They need to be better developed. Like, this actually is a romance, like mature romance. It's a mature game, not kind of like just stuff for kids and teenagers, like, oh look, naked people, stuff like that. They need to actually be delved through, and you need to handle these things properly, especially with the game romances, stuff like that. But they are a controversial topic.
Yeah, I'm agreeing on that one. I think it's important to. Well, everyone should just be free to do what they want to do, really.
Exactly.
I'll give this to them. They done this, and there are still companies that are reluctant to show this kind of stuff in their video games, and they done so. Maybe not in the best way possible, but they have done it.
Yeah.
Like they're not afraid to show you like a romance between two guys or two girls, whatever. And there are still other companies, and I'm directing this mainly towards like let's say Square Enix.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know
This
exactly what you mean.
be more specific with Final Fantasy 13,
Oh
where
yeah.
they have a very
Copy that.
blatant but not told romance between two ladies. And there are other companies, but BioWare, they need to do this kind of stuff better, but at least they're doing it.
Yeah, that's my whole point. At least they're actually doing it, because most video game companies aren't doing it.
I
And
thought we would
to-
get
and-
through a whole discussion there without discussing Final Fantasy.
Oh god, you're in a
happened
bad
again.
place because you're in a podcast and you're friends with people that we
Yes,
frequent
I
a
know.
Final Fantasy forum. That's where we met.
I thought
We
we
grew up with Final Fantasy.
I know. I thought we were going to get there, and we didn't. Anyway, I'm going to move it on away from controversial topics.
Yeah, I think we can leave them behind now.
Yeah, I think we can leave them. Another views would be you should be free to do what you want on video games, and I don't see why it's an issue. Yes, so I think I'm going to talk about The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'd love to hear your view on this, actually. Go ahead.
Yes. I picked this up about 3 weeks ago in the Steam sale, and I originally played The Walking Dead, and I was very late to that party, but it was a fantastic game, and I couldn't put it down.
Congratulations.
And I shed a tear as well, and I'm not an emotional person.
Telltale would do that to you. They will hit you right in the center of your feels.
They'll stab you. They'll stab you like several times and say, "Yeah, we've took your heart, but we still want more." So.
It took more, and it was very sad. Gabe, have you played Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us?
I can't say I have actually.
You've missed out.
Oh, you really have.
Because
Sorry.
I've been told a few times I'm missing out.
we won't give any spoilers away, obviously, but The Wolf Among Us is, from my view, because I've never read the comics before,
Same here.
seems to be some sort of wolf that patrols the streets of fairy tale characters. It's very strange. And there's things like Little Red Riding Hood are in there. There's Toad Hole in there. There's some very strange characters in there, and you just go around solving. In the first one, anyway, it seems to be crime, and you just go
Oh
around.
yeah, I think I think that murder it opens up to a lot of more unsolved cases and such. It just carries on over the season. So
Yeah.
You've already done the first episode so far, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done the first episode and really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done, typical Telltale. And I think season 3's just been released, if I'm right or wrong.
Season 3 of what?
No, episode 3.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yes, episode 3. Yes,
Sorry,
it has. You should play season episode. I'm getting confused. These seasons episodes now. Please play episode 2 and 3 as soon as you can. I'd love to discuss it with you.
Yes, we shall discuss. And there's actually a podcast on our website, a little plug, talk about The Walking Dead as well. So if you've played it, check it out, because I'm sure it'll be full of spoilers.
And that's with me and my fabulous lady Carly.
Yes.
So join that one. If you haven't played it, I would really recommend picking it up. And Gabe, this is for you as well. The Walking Dead is brilliant.
Like anything Telltale is making right now is brilliant. They're doing such a wonderful job with storytelling, characters, gameplay, everything. It's just incredible.
And everything's put into your hands as well, like you're shaping part of the story. I mean, I know the story heads into a certain direction, but, all the decisions that you make, that everything has a consequence, so it feels more personal that way, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing about them. It's just amazing. Like, the choices you make, the decisions you make can impact throughout the whole next 5 games. And I'm not a one for games like that, but that game was pretty amazing. Was there a reason why it was in the topics, Amy, or?
Well, it was just because the 3rd episode had been released. I noticed you had actually started playing. You'd played the first episode. I'm just like, well, actually, yeah. Why don't we just put it into the topics?
I was the one that suggested it because
Yeah,
Amy
you were,
and Joe,
actually.
who started playing it a few months ago, he fell in love completely with it. And I've been telling him he should try The Walking Dead. He said he doesn't like the show, but you don't. I really don't. Not a big fan of the show either. I started kind of watching it and looking through the episodes because my mom watches it, and she's every single time she asks me, okay, what's gonna happen, blah blah blah. So that's basically why. It's like maybe I should just watch it because it's gonna keep asking me questions.
The TV show's nothing like the game.
No,
Yeah.
nothing at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Even
I
if you don't like zombie stories or all that stuff, or like The Walking Dead, there's very difficult not to love the video game.
It's just not about zombies. It's about the humans, like it's humans and their little dramas and trying to survive in this new world. That's all.
That's basically what it is. How these people are affected when they're put in a situation where their lives are at stake, when the world that they knew is gone. There's no rules. There's no government to protect them. They have to survive on their own. And how this affects people. It's about the people. And you
the
have
relationships that form and
Exactly.
decisions that you make throughout this can impact your group as well. So it's not just about you; it's your group that can impact.
It's not just that. I absolutely love the majority of the voice actors in both these series, especially Lee Clementine in Walking Dead, and I really love the voice actor for Bigby. I really do. Oh, and
okay. We got a question about.
Yes, and before that, Carrie, can I just say just one thing? We have a wild Joe who's just appeared in the call.
I can't be tamed. I'm always wild.
Oh, there is.
And he joined when we were talking about The Wolf Among Us. That is not a coincidence.
Well, I was just going to say that.
My Wolf Among Us senses were tingling.
Yes,
Rushed
they
home.
were.
I got off the bus and just sprinted the rest of the way.
It's like,
How are
I'm
you?
coming.
Tony, you and I are not on speaking terms.
Oh no, well, that's
Tony, you did something unforgivable to Joe. It was like he was patiently waiting for his bro
no,
to come in and game with him, and you
So patient.
never showed up.
So patient.
This is the banter that I promised, everyone. This is the banter.
This is we'll not cover it in a public forum. But yes, I apologize. I apologize deeply, Joe. I've explained sort of what I was doing.
That's quite all right. The reason you gave was decent, and
Like, he was on a date with a hot chick.
it was acceptable.
it was acceptable. Yeah. Anyway,
We have a question.
we might as well bring it back a little bit. What's your thoughts on The Wolf Among Us then?
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Oh, I love it. I mean, it's uses stories from, is it Fables graphic novel? Is that what it's called? Yeah, which I've never experienced in any way, shape, or form. So this is my first real dip into it, and I absolutely adore it. I think it's brilliant. I think Telltale games in general just seem to be something unique and something uncapturable by any other company. And this is my first Telltale game as well, and it's making me want to play more of them.
Like
Which
The
one would
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yes, which we just discussed. They've done Back to the Future, haven't they, as well?
Yes, and those are
Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah,
And
actually,
the Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time.
you know what? That was actually my first Telltale experience, and I actually didn't know until I played The Walking Dead that was Telltale. So, yeah, that was interesting. That
They're
was
also going to be doing a Borderlands game, and I love Borderlands, so I
Yeah,
absolutely...
we have
we have a question about that actually from our YouTube channel.
Okay,
Multiracial Lion, which some of you may know,
Gimbal.
You do.
Yep.
yeah, is asking regarding Telltale. What are your thoughts on their coming Tales from
I don't know
Borderlands
what to
game?
say about this, Carly, so I think we should let you mostly take the floor here.
They revealed that was back late last year. 2 games they were going to do: Tales from Borderlands and the Game of Thrones one. Immediately when they say Game of Thrones, I was like, yeah, this fits perfectly. Like the kind of stuff that Telltale does just works perfectly in the Game of Thrones universe. The Borderlands things, Borderlands is completely different from what Telltale does. Which I hope it really does well, but it doesn't really. I don't see it working in my mind that this is the kind of stuff, because Borderlands has never been like this heavy story, heavy characters thing. It's more kind of satirical.
I think it's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. I just don't know if it's going to be really good. I will buy it and I will play it and I hope it's great, but it just doesn't seem to be the right fit between those two things.
Well, I think it's them taking a risk. I would say, like, they're taking something that doesn't have a very strong narrative. The Walking Dead, obviously, a strong narrative. Fables was a story through and through. It didn't come across as any other multimedia, so that had a narrative. And obviously, Back to the Future is a very famous film. Borderlands is not a game famous for its story. It's just famous for its incredibly fun gameplay. So yeah, they're taking a massive risk here, but I've got no reason not to trust them with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they earn our trust completely.
Exactly. And I think I'm gonna saying how much I've enjoyed The Wolf Among Us so far, coming from a series that I'd never experienced or even known about beforehand. Borderlands, something I've played previously and really, really enjoyed.
Especially Borderlands 2.
Especially Borderlands 2. I feel like this could be really good.
I think it could be good, and I'll play it. I'm going to continue for The Wolf Among Us over the next few weeks, and not let Joe down anymore.
Unless you meet another hot chick.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. Right, moving on from The Wolf Among Us.
And Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah. So Borderlands pre-sequel.
That should be good.
Yeah. Who knows about this? Tell us more.
I do.
I'll let Carly take the floor.
Oh,
Carly
you can
likes
do it.
No, you. No.
I think
Come on, Joe.
Carly's spoken too much. Come on, let's hear
Yeah,
it.
Joe. I need
Go
to
on,
hear
Joe.
your sexy voice.
Wow, that's incredibly rude, Amy. No, I'm really excited for it, to be honest. I mean, it's going to be another Borderlands game the way we enjoy Borderlands games. Like, that's correct, isn't it? It's not going to be... They're not changing the formula massively. Very interested in the idea that Claptrap is going to be a playable character.
Oh my god.
Oh
really?
dear.
Wow. I loved him as a character.
I
Oh,
saw,
he was.
I
he
saw a
was
fantastic...
so-
Oh, damn it!
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't just say that he was this really great character. It was really funny because he's completely hated in the actual game, and yet all of us are just completely in love with this little robot. There's like this little engine that could.
I saw a fantastic image on Reddit shortly after the announcement that Claptrap was playable, and it was just the caption was basically my first thoughts when it comes to Claptrap as a playable character, and it was stairs. I can't do stairs.
That's basically gonna be the big bad of Claptrap's story,
Exactly.
mastering the stairs.
In the whole, though, Borderlands was a fantastic game. Gabe, did you play Borderlands?
Yeah, I've played Borderlands.
Yeah.
I love it.
Brilliant
Oh God,
game.
where did Gabe come from? Was he here the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, just hanging around, not saying anything.
He's just sitting there with his Steam logo.
I was wondering what that was.
I gotta represent.
Why is Steam on our podcast? What is happening?
So now PC gamers outrank everyone else. So yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to Borderlands. I think it was a very good multiplayer game because I don't like multiplayers normally. However, it was just really good how someone could join in and just come in and out your game as they pleased. I thought that worked really well, and the landscape was brilliant as well. And the crazy characters you met, like that little girl who liked to blow things up. I thought
Yeah.
she was brilliant.
I need to love it.
There's no other words for her. And just the way it worked as a game, because I'm not an RPG player, but that I absolutely love. So I'm looking forward to that game. Have we got any dates or anything for it yet?
What?
Any dates or anything for it yet?
No, not days yet. I think they did a fantastic job integrating RPG and shooter elements, and it's the kind of game that is just really fun and entertaining to play with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did try it a few times. It was Marcus, Amy, myself, and from TLS Lex. Marcus and Ami could not drive even if their lives depended on it. And they were paired together. Me and Lex went into a car, and these two went to another car. We had to stop at like every 5 seconds because neither one of them could figure out how to drive.
Yeah, that was my first time ever playing the game.
This is what happens when I play Halo. I'm not allowed in the tank. I'm just not
I
allowed.
seen you in Grand Theft Auto 5, and you're not a good driver.
Oh, come on. You always saw me once. First time's never good. Probably about the third or fourth time's better.
Well, the third or fourth time, you were basically ramming your car on me. Over and over again.
That sounded so wrong, man.
Yeah. Which doesn't really help your case for a good driver. I mean, you're really good at killing people with your car.
I will
Video
kill
games.
you. I will kill you for real when I see you with a car. Then
No, you
I'll
won't.
show you my driving skills.
It's a confession. We've heard it all here first.
Yeah, it's been national. Yeah, that's it. If Carly dies by getting run over,
We know why.
we know why. Right, so moving on from Borderlands, how about we move into Just Cause 3? Which
gonna be
I know
amazing.
made
I
Joe
think
great.
Joe approves.
I'm actually not up to date on this. Like, what's been? I know Just Cause 3. That was like a thing that was heard about, and that's about it. Have we got any more news on that?
We must have if it's on here. Amy, Carly?
I've never posted anything just cause, so
I only
you
heard,
might, maybe move on from me.
haven't moved on for me. I only heard about it like maybe being announced at E3, but you know,
Cool.
all the pre-E3 news is going to come out pretty much around now. So,
Well, let's just talk about Just Cause 2. Gabe, have you played Just Cause 2 or the multiplayer?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I love using that infinite hook mod. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
Have you delved into multiplayer much with it? Because the multiplayer is pretty good.
Not a whole ton, but I've dorked around.
Yeah, it's good just to mess around in. I think me and Joe done a very
I've watched all your Just Cause 2 videos. I enjoyed them.
yeah, they're good.
We enjoyed making them.
Yes.
Really.
So yeah, Just Cause 3. Hopefully that'll get announced soon. One of my favorite PC games. Well, and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I
games.
first played it on a PS2, on a PS3. So
Yeah, I
that's
first
my
played it
first
on the Xbox.
Yes,
Pretty
going
good.
back a bit there.
yeah.
That's before we came to
What's a PS2?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on there?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that if it's announced. Right, so Amy, you put this on. PS3, Xbox 360 games for PS4/Xbox One. I'm guessing this includes things like HD remakes.
Yeah. This has been coming up quite a lot lately. I mean, obviously the big news right now at the moment, you know, is Mass Effect. The Mass Effect trilogy actually is going to be coming for PS4 and Xbox One.
To the surprise of absolutely no one.
I mean, it's not a surprise. It's nice. Yes, obviously these HD games are going to be making money, but I'm not going to complain because I'm going to love playing on it on my nice HD PS4. But it's not just that. It's been like other games like The Walking Dead and a few others that have been
The
listed.
Last of Us, that was the really big news
yeah.
before Mass Effect
Yeah,
was
that-
announced.
Yeah, that was the biggest one. Yeah, just what do you actually all think about all these HD remakes? Because I think it seems like I say HD remakes, I mean remasters actually. I don't mind some of them, but there's gonna come a point where it's like, well, where are the new games? Like, why are all the HD
I feel
Well,
like
that's-
I feel like Last of Us was too recent to be warranting getting a remake already. I mean, it came out
Remaster.
a remaster. It doesn't need remastering. In my mind, it's already a master. Like, I love that game, and I would play it to death now, and I don't feel like the graphics are out of date. So why would it warrant any kind of remaster?
Yeah, it's coming to
I
the
think-
1-year anniversary next month, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't even been out a year yet, and they're talking about remaster.
I'd say the same about Tomb Raider because Tomb Raider came out last year in March, and then the Definitive Edition came out.
Yeah, but the
To be
definitive
fair, the
edition did bring
graphics of
in
the graphics of Tomb Raider are not the graphics of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
plus the definitive edition did bring in a new engine for physics, which completely changed how the game was really played. not changed how it was played, but it definitely changed a lot of stuff visually. Rather than just like brushing it up, it actually fundamentally changed it.
What I learned from my time posting articles on M4G is that there are a lot of people that care about like the tiniest improvement in the graphics. Tiniest. They go crazy over that stuff. And it's not something that I particularly care about because pretty graphics does not equal a good game. Square Enix can tell you that.
And Bioshock Infinite would tell you that.
Yes. It was a good game. It was not like this revolutionary game that they claim it was going to be. It's not even remotely as good as Bioshock.
Nope.
I fucking love Bioshock Infinite. Shut up.
Yeah, no, Joe, that's where our romance fails a little bit. On the topic of HD remakes, The Last of Us coming out for PlayStation 4 is when I'm getting a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So that's exactly why they're doing it, because people like me.
Have you not played The Last of Us?
I played Carly on multiplayer on Monday.
But you haven't played the campaign?
No, I didn't really have time. And I killed Carly. Like Carly was all over the place. I was sneaking up behind her, shooting her in the head.
He killed me 3 times. The first one was because I let him do it. And it did not go very well for him. Let's just say that.
It's okay, Tony. When Marcus and I played the girls, we absolutely smashed them.
Yeah, but
It was not Marcus, it was Lex.
Don't forget about the ending.
Was it Lex? It was Lex.
Yeah. You're like horrified from that time that Amy just like surprised you guys and just killed you.
That was the most frightening point of my life to date.
That's what made the victory for me. I
really should have warned you. Amy takes multiplayer very seriously, and she can be very scary.
You've all been warned.
I'm fairly sure the game over screen came before you actually got any kills. So like, when that screen popped up, it was just you standing there, us standing facing you, and just flames everywhere.
The funny thing is, because I wasn't close to her, when I get close to her, she's still like over your bodies, and your guys are dead. And if she could have kept hitting you, she probably would have. And like, I mean, just let it go. They're dead. And she does this with Uncharted, because with Uncharted you can taunt people after they die, and she does that all the time with me. And like, you really shouldn't do that because I'm gonna respawn and I'm going after you for it.
She was getting very excitable.
Yeah.
Oh, I take Uncharted 3 multiplayer very, very seriously. So.
Especially sniping.
Yes, especially the sniping. Me and you made a really great team that night, Tony. It took a while, but we were good, weren't we? You were good for your first try.
Bloody Northerners.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
She's not a Northerner. She's from Manchester.
Manchester's north.
Manchester's north. Yes, it is.
North to me.
Yes, it's still north.
Yeah,
not
it's very...
west. I'll have you know.
And Gabe and I were like, oh, you silly British people.
And Gabe's just like, what is going on?
But going back to the remaster thing, it does speak to a few things to me. First of all, obviously, money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Money. That makes everything move here. Second of all, what I do like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get The Last of Us. I have it on the PS3. I don't care about it's gonna be a little tiny bit better graphic-wise. So the game already looks great. So I don't think I'm gonna. If I'm going to get it, it's gonna be when it's like low price or
it's
free on PS Plus.
The whole thing. You know, these HD remasters, yeah, for most of us here who actually, you know, play through these games on the PS3, you know, not so great. But, you know, like, for some people, like, you know, like Tony, who's never played The Last of Us, like, for people who missed out on those exclusives because they've jumped from Xbox to PS4, this is only just a pure example. This is not the reason. You know, it's great. It's great for people like Tony. Like, he's never experienced it. Like, he would have thought he'd missed out, but you know, the company's given him a chance to actually, you know, get involved there. So
they've been really kind in doing that for me.
I feel like that's a very, very rare scenario, though.
I think they were just being really nice to me that day, and you know, I think it was the one game I regretted missing out on the PS3 because the PS3 wasn't a console for me. So I'm really looking forward. I will buy PS4 just for that game, and I think HD remakes.
The other one is Mass Effect 3. That one, on the other hand, I have the trilogy on the Xbox 360. I no longer have an account because I was inactive for almost a year, and Microsoft decided to close my account, which I'm not very happy about.
They're rude.
Very
Yeah,
rude.
so I do want to buy it on the PS4 because the thing is, the 360 is not actually mine; it's my little brother. So
Again,
I don't.
an incredibly rare scenario, but like no, these are good reasons, and they definitely explain why you'd want to. But I mean, I've played Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. I absolutely adore Mass Effect 2 and 3. You can talk to me for days on end about it, but I'm not going to buy a remaster of it. I already have it. Several times I already have it.
I bought Mass Effect 3 on a PlayStation 3. It took me a long time, and I only did it because Amy and Lex and Marcus they wanted to play multiplayer with me. Like, but I already have the game on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, but
I never had a chance to play multiplayer with people. So I said, I've heard this multiplayer is really good, so it was really cheap on PS Plus, so I got it. And Lex basically like offered to buy the game for me if it made me play multiplayer. And I said, if you're willing to do something like that, then maybe I should buy it because I do want to play with you guys. The reason I would buy it for the PS4 is I would get a chance to really play it when I want to, and I never got the trilogy on the PS3 for two reasons. One, I already had it on the 360, and two, well, it's not really all that important. Mass Effect 1 doesn't have the DLC Chronicle Station,
Right.
and that's really like it irks me to play a game even if it doesn't have that DLC. It doesn't have any story related things for the future in the series.
It does have
But-
the Batarians in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect the story.
Or does that
But
bring
it's-
down the sky?
Yeah, Bring Down the Sky. It doesn't something happen when it was ported to the PlayStation that file specific thing got corrupted or something like that. That irks me, not having the complete game, even if it's something as significant as that. So I open to buy it for the PS4 because number one, the loading screens on multiplayer in the PS3 are awful. It's glitchy and it
Yeah,
takes a
they're
fucking long
bad on
time to
the-
load.
They're bad on the PC as well, and I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they're bad.
everything on my PC loads within 2 seconds, but Mass Effect 3 still takes forever to load.
And they're bad on the Xbox, but they're just horrendous on the PS3.
Yeah.
I feel like
And-
Mass Effect 2s were way too long. I didn't mind 3s that bad, though.
Twos were quite long as well. They were all quite long, to be honest. But that's what you get from a game that has multiple discs and just so much content.
Oh my god, that was infuriating.
A friend of mine actually just brought up a good point regarding remasters and Mass Effect. It's like, maybe not Mass Effect 2, maybe not Mass Effect 3, but definitely a remaster for Mass Effect 1 is in order. Because the gameplay in Mass Effect 1 is fundamentally different to the gameplay in Mass Effect 2.
Yes, yeah.
That's
The game is
basically
just-
why I don't enjoy playing Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
It's so tedious, that gameplay is infuriating. I
It
can't
feels
deal with it.
so old. I feel like
Yeah.
it really needs to be updated. If they did a remaster for Mass Effect 1, like a proper full remaster, I would buy that straight away.
Because in the end, it's a good game, but I really don't like playing it. The only reason I play it, and when I played it for the first few times, like, after this I can play Mass Effect 2. That's what I had to
Yeah.
keep telling myself.
Yeah, every
That
time I
was like-
start a new playthrough of the entire series, I'm just like, oh yeah, I get to enjoy the series again. Crap, I've got to play Mass Effect 1.
Mass Effect 1. The Mako.
That is me right now with the Let's Play. I love the nostalgia of playing the first game, but the gameplay compared to 2 and 3, it's just like, ugh, facepalm.
That's what you get for playing Male Shepherd.
Oh yeah,
even
the game
that.
is punishing
Come on.
punishing you
I've
for
already explained this. I have to give love to Male Shepherd because I've given Female Shepherd all my love.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you put it with doing things like romance and Kaden with your femship when you can have like Arab, the blueberry love, the blueberry waifu.
Doing
That's
the
what
blueberry.
femship is for.
Listen, I will do the blueberry in the first one,
Poor-
and then I will
poor
get
Tony.
Tass. Then I
Poor
will
Tony
get.
is just like, what the hell is
Then I will get Tass.
Oh, Joe, do not pretend like you don't care about Liara or the
I'll-
blueberry
I'll
love and
completely
all that stuff.
off-frame
Don't try to downplay your affection for Liara and the
I'm
blueberry.
not downplaying, but I feel like I could complain about this every day for the rest of my life.
And we're not going to. And I have completed every Mass Effect, and to be fair, the whole romancing thing I just found very awkward.
Like it's really sad because Mass Effect is a good game that when we talk about it, especially in comparison to Mass Effect 2 is just like it's just to get to Mass Effect 2 and 3.
I loved Mass Effect 1. I thought the thing that you drove around in was brilliant.
Your opinion is wrong.
I
regret to inform you.
Is valid. And I really enjoyed it. I like driving around in the thing. However, I really enjoyed 2, and I thought the ending of 3 was alright. I thought it just summed it all up. I think people just whinged for whinging's sake rather than it being a bad ending.
We need to have a podcast to actually talk about this because we can't start talking about this. Then the podcast will be like 10 hours long.
We'll do a special podcast for each game because we can't do it for all 3. Because I think we may be there all day, just like we said about Walking Dead, if you remember, Carly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why Carly's voice is on it. Right. So anyway, moving on to the next thing. Yes, also this week we had a bit of a Call of Duty leak as well. We're going to call it a leak.
Do we have to pretend to be excited about this?
Yeah, I'm with Carly on this one.
I am indifferent. I think if they take it in a new direction, I'll be excited. But
that's what the general consensus is right now.
Yeah, if they somehow make the game different to every other game that's come out recently, then sure.
Yeah.
But, like, all of the stuff they were showing in the trailer, like in the single player, it's like you could do some of that in Black Ops 2, which was like 2-3 years ago. So it's not really new.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, that dude's
then
cool.
I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah,
Okay, so now you have my interest.
The thing is, he's gonna be the antagonist, though, so it's like, how much screen time is he gonna get as the bad guy?
You know,
so they're just gonna bait and switch Kevin Spacey.
Anything Kevin Spacey is really good. I mean, I watched Superman Returns just because Kevin Spacey was playing Lex Luthor. That was the only good thing about that shit fest of a movie.
It wasn't a great. However, I think if they take a new direction, good. I don't have faith that they will, and Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't that good.
Look, I think the series is way past their prime.
Yeah, it needs to move in a completely different direction for me.
They need to do World War II shooters again. Like, we don't need modern or future. Let's just go back in time. I think that'd be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, I felt Call of Duty 2 was it that was set with the Normandy beach landing. That was probably one of the most exciting.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I loved that.
It was just one of the best moments of gaming I've ever seen.
If we could do that again with today's technology, that'd be really amazing. It'd be really fun.
Well, a remake of that game then.
A remaster.
Yeah, that does sound like a remaster. It would actually be interesting.
Just imagine that. Yeah, the old Call of Duties were brilliant. I think it's a shame they've went through all this crap, and the set pieces are always brilliant though, and I think that's what sets them apart a little bit. Because when you play Battlefield 4, for example, the set pieces are nowhere near as good. But the game itself is a pretty good game, if you know what I mean. And I played both of them very similar times, and they're both, I don't know, they both need new directions for me. So yeah, it'd be nice for them to go back to World War II. World War One, never been done before for a while.
It'd
be interesting.
That one would actually be really interesting because unlike World War II, World War One is like this more gray. It's not really like a good side and a bad side. It's not like World War II. It's more like there was an interview recently with George R. R. Martin that he mentioned this. Very few wars are like World War II that you have this really villainous side.
Yeah.
Most of the wars, there's not a good side. There's not a bad side. There's just a bunch of death, unnecessary death.
Yes.
For what seems to be most of the time not worthy reasons to be doing this.
George R. R. Martin can talk about unnecessary death. Jesus.
It's reality. That's why his stuff has that, because that's what actually happens in wars. A lot of people unnecessarily die. A lot of people get unnecessary in the mess.
For no reason.
For no reason.
So for no reasons, yeah. There's no reasons given them war.
That we know of.
No, the band or the Geneva Convention. Anyway, this is way too political. Yeah. I don't know what to take it for. Also, the top selling game for March was Titanfall, which I know Joe's played.
Love that game.
Gabe, have you played it?
I have not.
I'm with
I
you.
don't have much faith in Respawn, actually.
Why is that?
Because they completely half-assed the single player. Like, that's just really cheap. Like, there's the whole excuse that they did it to make the multiplayer amazing. Just don't make single player then. Just make the multiplayer even better. But
Yeah, I was
I don't know.
disappointed by that quite a bit.
Somebody put it in perspective. They're like, you can kind of think of certain aspects of it like a MOBA, and the bots are just like the creep wave. But even
Mm.
Are you guys hearing echoes?
Yeah,
I
we've
am
got-
slightly.
I don't feel like a game without a single player mode can be sold at full price. I just don't believe in it.
Yeah, and that's really the only reason it has single player. Like, it's just completely phoned in. Like, I don't know. I just think it was really cheap of them to do that.
It was a great game. It was an absolutely fantastic game. But I do, in hindsight, regret paying full price for it because it's not, in my mind, worthy of that. The multiplayer experience is fantastic. It's brilliant, and they did an absolutely great job on it. But like, I'm gonna bring up Dota 2 here and say the multiplayer experience in
We
that
already
game,
established that you were going to bring Dota 2 in every single
the
podcast any way you
multiplayer
could.
experience of that game is absolutely fantastic. But I didn't pay a penny for it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly. It's all
that's
free.
because there's a free-to-play model, and I feel like a game that is multiplayer only should have some form of free-to-play model.
Or alternatively, I paid $30 for Ground Zeroes, and it was short, but the story was amazing. And I would rather pay $30 for something like that than
I still haven't
$30
decided
for
whether that's
Titanfall.
something I wanted to experience. Would you say that was worth your money?
I absolutely do think it was like, I still haven't done everything in it. There's a lot of little things that actually are kind of time consuming in it to get to 100% it. Really, the worst part about it is that you can't get a platinum trophy on it, which makes me sad. But I think it was worth it. It's only $30. That's like a few hours of work for a few hours of gameplay. That's totally worth.
Yeah, it makes sense when you think about it like that.
Yeah, I think I did read some comments though that some of the hidden things you find are very unnecessary.
Yeah.
That put me off a little bit to what he was trying to achieve in that game. I think moving on to underage rape and stuff like that is a
Jesus.
little bit over the top.
Just a bit.
Ever so slightly. However, it does look amazing graphically. And once it comes out fully, I'll probably buy it. Like when
Looks isn't everything, people.
is what?
Looks isn't everything, people.
You just look at something.
Waiting
Just
for it.
look at something. I want that on a t-shirt.
I couldn't think of anything else. It's 11 at night. Yeah, it's very true. A good game looking game doesn't make for. It can go the other way though, because really bad looking games can be really awful. Like X Rebirth was absolutely terrible. I couldn't even play it. Did you play that, Joe? X Rebirth?
No.
Nope, don't ever. Because we know mine.
You got that down.
We know mine and Joe's thoughts on a brilliant Star thing, which is Star Citizen, which I'm very excited for. Gabe, have you checked Star Citizen out?
I saw that video that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. From,
Yeah.
what was it, PAX, I think? Looks amazing. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It does, and I haven't kickstarted it yet. For some reason, I think I might though, because I do really want the game, and it just looks brilliant. I think was last time they announced all the ships and stuff, and you could multi-pilot ships, and one be on guns, one be on a little craft as it was flying around, the other being in the main starship. It just sounds like my idea of heaven. And it's a shame more games aren't like that. Really.
Who wants my game of the month?
Ooh, go on then, Joe. What's he giving?
It's my recommended game of the month because I haven't actually played it yet. I'm still trying to find time to do it, but I cannot wait. And everything I've seen from it so far, it's out, and everything I've seen so far is just yes please.
Come on, out with it.
Child of Light.
Yes,
Oh, I've heard some good things about that.
Good choice.
I agree, and it's cheap too. It's like $15.
I mean, if you won't hear it from me, you'll probably hear it from Lex because it's got a lot of Rayman kind of feels to it. Essentially, it's like a platformer. It's from Ubisoft. It's a platformer that also turns into a turn-based RPG. The art style is fantastic. The composer for the music is Cœur de Pirate, which is a fantastic band that I absolutely love. French one. It's just beautiful. I encourage you to check out a trailer at least or something.
I think there's a video on YouTube of Yoshitaka Amano actually doing some custom art for it as well. Like I think Ubisoft petitioned him to do it, and it looks amazing.
Awesome. I might look for that.
Child of Light for PS4.
I'll give you some information while looking that up, but it's on Steam now for $11.99.
Yeah, it's quite cheap.
Average score 76 out of 100, which isn't bad.
Impressive.
Very positive reviews on the things.
Ooh.
It's a game I'm gonna add to my wish list now, and I'll probably pick it up pretty soon. It looks pretty interesting.
I don't think you're wrong for the price, really, as well.
No, it looks it's very cheap for what it looks like you're getting out of it.
It does. It looks a bit like South Park with the open elements and then the fighting, which I think I've put about 4 or 5 hours into so far in South Park. I don't know if you come back that game. It's a good game. Especially when they talk about how they get their information, and it was by the Raven, which was Twitter. And when they keep referring to it as the Raven, it just
see.
Brilliant. Right, moving on. And the last one I want to cover, unless if anyone wants to cover anything else.
Well, PS4 is still the top-selling console, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's not important.
Yeah, you say that.
We all know it's a marathon, not a race.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I heard anyway.
That's what I heard. Yeah. I just heard the Xbox, which is sort of giving PS4 a head start by making it a better console.
Oh.
They're gonna come back fighting.
That's what all the fanboys are saying.
Yeah, I don't regret.
Just hope the PS4 doesn't snowball into an even better console.
I would hate that to happen. I mean, I think for me, the Xbox One has become worst console I bought.
Yeah.
Just a complete waste of space. It's a complete waste of time. I haven't touched it for about a month and a bit now. The lack of games is the issue there. Once Watch Dogs comes out, it'll be coming out to play.
Oh, I cannot wait for Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs looks amazing.
So excited for it.
I hope it lives up to the expectations. Gabe, are you getting Watch Dogs?
I am, but I'm just trying to keep my hype minimal. I don't want to be disappointed. That's pretty much it.
I feel like my hype's worn out now for Watch Dogs. I was excited for it. I was looking forward to it, and now I just don't care anymore.
Well, none of you were at Eurogamer last year. You didn't see the footage, so that's why you are not excited. I am.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, that was the first time they ever showed footage at the actual expo, so it was very exciting time, that. I obviously had a feeling that they were going to be delaying it because they actually turned around. It was actually a demo that they played. I was getting the feeling we were going to play it, but it's like, no, we're just going to show you how it works. And I was like, right, okay. And then they turned around and said, we're going to try and get the demo up. And I'm like, I turned around and said to Marcus, the game's going to be delayed. You know, don't get excited.
And you saw they mentioned recently that Ubisoft, like, higher up's gonna push them to reveal the game at E3 in 2012, and they didn't want to do that yet because they weren't sure they could get the game out in 2013, which turned out to be true.
And yeah, it looks a very good game though, and I think that will hopefully kickstart my Xbox into doing something.
And there's already talks about a sequel.
Yes, there
Yes.
is actually.
Apparently, yeah. Is that going to be 2020 maybe? Ball's coming out.
They said they could get that done quicker than they did
Has anyone
Watch
seen
Dogs.
the Tony specifically and Gabe as well? Have you seen the graphical requirements for Watch Dogs?
No, I'm going to check them out now.
They're pretty mental.
Just look at them. Look
would
at them up
expect,
on
like-
M4G. They always talk about those things.
Yeah, the PC trailers are always like pretty crazy, so not surprised at all that that we probably won't be able to play this out Ultra without
Yeah.
doing a few upgrades.
Yeah, there might need to be some upgrades.
Wow,
But we
that's
will get the best experience if we do
gonna-
upgrade.
Am I gonna have to crossfire to
you
play
have
out
to
Ultra?
do something amazing. The processor they're recommending an 8-core, Intel Core i7, 8 gigabytes of RAM, NVIDIA GX 560, which is a pretty high-end card, or Radeon 7850, and 25 gigabyte of space as well.
Yeah, it's going to be intensive.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'll be getting that for the Xbox. I think.
Don't
Gabe,
sell
what would you
yourself
be getting
short.
on? No,
Probably my PS4. Like that way, I don't.
have to worry about it.
Yeah, like I don't wanna hear my fans kicking on and stuff on my PC.
It was like, Gabe, what have you done to us? This is too much.
I love hearing my fans kick on because I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. Yeah, that's it, work.
I always get really worried. I'm like, no, it's gonna break. I gotta stop playing right now.
Yeah, I was finding that I was playing a really rubbish game, Airport Simulator 2014, and
I saw that.
and my fans kicked on. I was like, really? This is like the most intense game
Are you
ever.
sure it wasn't just the light hum of the engines from the actual airplane you were in?
It could have been. It was an awful game anyway. Yes, but Watch Dogs is coming out this month, so that's very exciting. I think we'll have the review up pretty quickly. I'm correct in
Yeah,
thinking.
Emmy's like, she's gonna like marathon that shit and then put the review up.
If we can drag ourselves away from it long enough.
That's going to be live either on Twitch or YouTube when I start playing through it. So,
Like,
yeah.
If you don't hear from her during those days, just remember Watch Dogs came out. She's not dead. She's just
Give it a few weeks before you call the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she starts smelling, we'll call it.
I mean, if her Twitch, if her Twitch stops working, like her character's not moving for a long period of time, maybe worry a little bit.
Yeah, we'll put some calls out eventually. But on the other hand, I think I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna give Carly one
And
minute,
Gabe, no, 1 minute, nothing.
1 minute to
No.
speak about
60
Arkham
seconds.
Knight. Apparently,
1 minute?
1 minute.
Needs more than 1 minute. God,
No.
she's
Well,
out.
Last
don't know how
time,
long
no
it's
one wanted to talk to me about Arkham Knight. Well, talk
Right.
with me.
You can have 2 minutes
No.
I'm counting.
in count.
Yeah.
No.
That's 5
Talk by
seconds gone.
yourself.
10
Okay.
seconds.
I don't give you any
Why-
more.
Why doesn't anybody else like Batman? It's the goddamn Batman. What is wrong with
They're
y'all?
they're like,
With y'all?
and they're British. This Rocksteady is a British company.
I don't
These people are
Batman
completely
everything.
indifferent to Batman and Arkham.
Yes.
The Arkham franchise. So, like in the last podcast, I was like, "Oh, let's talk about I'm just not wasn't the last podcast, the one before that. Let's talk about Arkham Knight." I was completely excited. I was like, I'm not really interested in that.
So, Carly, something about Arkham Knight then.
Tony,
I can feel your indifference.
Yeah, just get on with it. 2
Um,
minutes on the clock.
Take it away, Carly. Just talk about Arkham Knight. I will start off by saying I did like Arkham Asylum a little bit. I did play quite a lot. Arkham City I wasn't too keen on. Lego Batman though I loved.
Arkham City is the only one I've played, and I quite enjoyed that.
That's one I've skipped.
Brilliant video game.
Is that it?
Is that all we need to talk about now? Right? That's
No,
Batman.
let's go to
Full
Arkham
preview.
Knight. You take your indifference somewhere else.
Ooh, there's
Not
tension.
welcome here.
I want to see that on the front of the box for Arkham Knight. It's like 9 out of 10.
Take your
Really
indifference somewhere else.
video game.
One review. But yeah, I think Carly just take it away. Go on. Arkham Knight.
Carly and Gabe. Carly and Gabe.
Go on, Gabe, join in as well.
Take it away and keep it away.
Yeah.
You silly Finnish people don't know to appreciate good video games.
You know what? You know what, right? We actually came around to you, Carly, before we went on the podcast and say, don't be racist. I get you, you're being racist.
I'm absolutely terrified when Amy goes, you know what, right?
You know what? This is serious Amy talking now. You know what?
You know what? Go on.
Just like terrifying
You know
about
what?
it.
Go on.
It's
What
usually
are you gonna
thought
do
by
when you
saying
meet?
bad.
And she
Right.
says that to your face.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the first trailer. What exactly did you like about the first trailer?
The whole thing.
Or Gabe.
Do you have any theories of who the Arkham Knight is gonna end up being?
Batman.
Man thing.
No, it's they already said it wasn't Batman.
Two-Face, the Joker.
It's gonna be Alfred. Butler.
That's actually really interesting.
Man, Batman.
I don't know. I have no clue who it's gonna be. Like, part of me wants to think that it's gonna be like a throwback to some comics, and it might be like one of the Maroney kids. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I doubt it. In the context of the franchise, they say it's gonna be an original character, but that doesn't mean that the character inside the Arkham Knight is exactly an original character.
Oh boy, you just inceptioned us. We gotta go deeper.
So is this like actually happening right now, or is this a dream, or is it a dream within a dream?
Oh god, my head hurts.
Like, cue the Inception music. No, but I think I've heard a few theories that I fucking hate my neighbor.
Yeah, stupid neighbor.
Like, there's a
Why
murder
would
going
he
on
pick
next
now
door.
to like mess with Harley Davidson?
It's
Every
because he
single
doesn't
time
like
I'm doing
Arkham Knight
something
either.
that I need to hear, he's
Because Carly,
fucking.
it's you. It's you at the end of the day. We don't like you.
No, bitch, you
That's
love
the
me.
nicest thing I've ever said to you.
Right.
You fucking liar. When you're drunk, you're like, oh, Carly, I love you, and all that stuff like that.
That's not me. That's Amelia. I'm Amy. That's Amelia.
Amelia. That's your alter drunk ego.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway,
Tony tells me to keep it on track.
yeah, keep
like-
on track.
I think that 2 minutes was up a long time ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Shush you. Shush you.
Right, you and Gabe just continue this conversation.
Don't let me
Amy,
deny it.
Tony, meet me at the bar.
Yeah, All right. I'll see you there in 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes tops.
Okay, the two, let's say more hot theories on the matter is that one, the Arkham Knight is Damien, but since Damien is not actually born, or we don't know if it's actually gonna be exists in this continuity, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And I gotta be honest, I never, ever liked Damien.
Yeah,
Maybe because the way he was conceived.
Yeah, and then he was just kept a secret, and then they just kind of put him there. Like, it was just very lame. Like, I've always been a fan of the other sons of Batman. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take Todd any day over Damien.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Todd, but
Me
next
neither,
to Damien,
but I'll take him over Damien.
let's be honest, the Robins that actually matter are Dick and
Yeah.
Tim. The other two just they're there. Some maybe they shouldn't be, but they're there.
I
Yeah.
hope it's Todd.
This is Todd. Just
That would make sense because
yeah, he's always
possibly dead.
I have no idea who you're talking about. So.
It's Jason Todd. Like, he's always like, if you want an easy villain, just blame it on him on some what if universes
Right.
in DC.
The other theory that came out with, what I actually found really interesting, was that it was actually Thomas Wayne, because he's the one narrating the trailer that instantly went to people saying, "Oh well, he's the Arkham Knight, and he's gonna fight Batman because he doesn't approve the way his son has managed all the money that he left him," which is fucking hilarious. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Wasn't he like a total badass during Flashpoint, if I remember correctly? Like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's just Batman without the rules and a sword. So
I will play this game if Jason Todd is in it and he is voiced by Jensen Ackles again.
You said before that you would play this game if Neil Patrick Harris voiced Dick Grayson.
Yeah, if Neil Patrick Harris is Dick Grayson again, and Jensen Ackles is Jason Todd again, I would definitely play this game.
I'll definitely play it just because there's a Batmobile in. We have a question from the Lion person.
Lion person.
Lion
Any
okay.
thoughts on the newly released Son of Batman movie?
Yes, it's the Assault on Arkham. No, wait.
I haven't seen it, so.
Is this where Collie's going to make something up?
We don't know anything. That's
Son
my
of Batman. Let me just try to get into it. Son of Batman, Son of Batman, Son of Batman.
She's being pushed to a limit right now.
It's just all Batman overload. She'll be like bursting soon in a second. I think she's actually.
Carly Stumped is absolutely hilarious.
And I'm trying to remember Son of Batman. It's the.
Carly's gone.
I'm reading Google.
Well, that's just cheating, isn't it?
Batman learns that he has a violent, unruly preteen son with. Oh god, now I remember that movie with Damien.
Spoilers.
Now I knew why I couldn't remember, and it's because Damien being this. That's not a spoiler. That's from the comics.
That's all gone to shit now. So sorry, everyone.
You spoiled the comics for me.
It's been going on for
Just about
decades.
to read them as
people.
well.
And I'm usually the one to spoil everybody. Yay.
Both are. You're both as bad as each other.
Anyone
Right.
that's actually interested in the Arkham franchise knows about this.
Oh, you're a bitch, I swear.
I do. I don't feel sorry for you guys at all, since you already like mocked Batman and the franchise and all that stuff.
No, we didn't mock Batman. I said I played the first one.
It's
So you mocked the franchise.
And Lego Batman was brilliant.
interesting. There's a difference between.
Tony mocked the franchise by saying that Lego Batman was his favorite one.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it
went
was.
there.
'Cause you got to drive the Batmobile. That's
Regarding
only-
the movie, I'm not a fan of Damien, so I just remember why I wasn't really all that interested in this movie.
Why?
I'm not a fan of Damien.
Well, that's a shocker.
We're all shocked.
We all.
Yeah.
We all have so many opinions that we just can't get them out.
We can't
can't
contain ourselves.
Yeah, so talking about Damien, so apparently a boatload of Atari game cartridges were found in the landfill.
Best segue ever.
Oh,
Tony segues from something to the next thing. It doesn't matter how. He
It doesn't
will
matter.
do it.
Tony should teach Segway classes.
I should do several classes. So yeah, Damien was a game on the Atari, and there was apparently loads of Atari game cartridges found in the landfill with E.T. the Extraterrestrial. It was filmed for a TV show, and you can watch that in fact on. I'm
It's-
gonna make something up.
I think it's yet to find a channel. Or anywhere. But it's not been completed yet, the documentary.
So
I
we're
think
doing-
there's a
Kind of
really good
interesting.
there's a really good reason why E.T. is in a landfill.
Because it was a rubbish game.
Yeah.
They couldn't get rid of it, so I was like, yeah, let's just dump it here and let's hope they don't find it for another 20, 30 years.
Sounds like a lot of trouble to go to for a terrible game.
Yeah, imagine like if this was Jumanji. Maybe they did this for a reason and it shouldn't have been found
Ever.
ever again.
Ever.
I never played it, but yeah, E.T. He's a funny thing.
The movie's brilliant. The game, not so much.
Was the movie brilliant? I feel like it wasn't.
I feel like
Honestly, and this is probably my bias against alien movies because I saw a few really scary ones when I was a little kid by accident,
Oh,
and
this
then I missed card.
Holly.
Never liked E.T. I can appreciate that it's a great movie, but even if it is,
It's a classic, but I never enjoyed it.
You might not like E.T. I was at IT then. You might not like E.T., but E.T. doesn't like you. So I think we can settle that there.
I think on that bombshell of E.T. not liking Carly.
Which she's still recovering from.
All these years later. Yeah, it was a bit of the film that was missed out. It's on the extras on the DVD section. E.T. just slags Carly off, and then
Flags off Carly from the future.
Yeah, exactly.
it's a really good extra if you ever get the E.T. Blu-ray, available now from August. Yeah, I think we're pretty much cut out from there, so I'm going to end this here.
Oh, just so we're having fun as well.
Yes, I'm going to leave everyone to say goodbye. So, Amy?
Adios, amigos.
Oh, no. Do not steal our language.
I didn't steal your language. It was never yours to begin with.
What are you doing right now, Carly?
Yes, Carly, you're speaking English.
Oh, so if you haven't noticed, this is a U.S. territory.
Yes, and if you haven't noticed, this is England. Booyah!
Then what does that have to
He's
do
got
with
school.
Spanish?
We were,
That's
we're speaking a lot of Spanish. Carly, I'll let you say goodbye.
Since Amy just told the Spanish, I'm just gonna say goodbye.
You should have done it in a Mancunian accent. It would have been hilarious.
Mancunian,
I
not
don't-
Mancunian.
I don't care, I'm not from
guys, I don't know what that means.
It means people from Manchester like Amy.
Yeah, Mancunian. Yeah.
Mancunian.
One that
Well, I
do-
do try to imitate her accent from time to time, but it has to be like a specific
Yeah.
moment that it actually works.
Pretty hard to imitate my dialect, so.
Well, if you want to do another language, feel free. We could do a language each. Carly,
Don't put that kind of pressure on me. English is already done.
I'm last.
Like, but you guys, basically, the accents you have in England, that's basically like a bunch of different languages.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can barely understand Tony and Marcus half of the time.
That's the only reason you like Joe. Right, pick a language, Carly. Say goodbye.
But adios, goodbye, nos
There
vemos.
we go. Gabe? Is Gabe just gone now? Because he's been...
You took that away from him. Amy just like, I can't follow that.
Gabe's
Gabe
just
is
like,
currently on Google Translate trying to come up with his goodbye.
Like, they took Spanish. Amy took Spanish away from him. What's gonna do now?
you did. You've ruined his life. Joe?
Arrivederci.
I'm going to say Auf Wiedersehen.
Ah.
That's how I'm going to end it. I'm going to be a little bit German. And Gabe does say goodbye. His mic's broke. He says ciao.
Ciao. Oh, I like ciao. That was good.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's been. Oh no, he says buenos nachos, which means I like nachos. And we're
Buenos
going to end that
noches.
there.
It's
Yes.
Buenos noches, isn't it?
No, but he says
yes.
buenos nachos, which is much more delicious than buenas noches.
Oh,
I've always wanted a Bruno nacho before. Yeah, and that's bye from everyone. So we've had fun, and we will catch you later on.
Goodbye.
Bye.